Hi, my name's Barry Crampton. Today I'm going to show you around our Fiat Abarth, then I'll take you for a ride in it, but first I'll tell you a little bit more about it. This is a 1.4 T-Jet 3-door, 1368cc, 2017 on a 17 plate, has done 14,062 miles with 2 registered owners. Fuel economy, urban 35.8 miles per gallon, extra urban 57.7 miles per gallon, and combined is 47.1 miles per gallon. Has a top speed of 131 miles per hour out of a 143 brake horsepower, 4-cylinder, 16-valve engine. The 500 shape is probably my favourite small car, the original 500 shape that is, but this is a pretty close second. Great fun to drive, very powerful for a little car, and it does make you drive too fast, to be fair, but it looks great too. I love this little scorpion badge. It has got a sting in its tail, this vehicle. Where I go on holiday to Sorrento, there's loads of the original ones about, and a few Abarths as well. I'll try and remember to cut a photograph of one of the old ones in, but it does retain the same sort of characteristics, the same kind of overall shape, and you can kind of hark back to the old one. So real good design in my opinion. The bumper is certainly kind of extended to the normal 500. The deep chin spoiler there with the fog lamps and the side lamps, the kind of chrome surrounds there around the windows, and a not exactly elliptical, but more like a kind of eye-shaped headlight. Now it has the 5-spoke alloy wheels, and they're diamond cut and dark silver metallic with the Abarth centre, the wheel centre. All the tyres all good. The car colour, the steel grey metallic, and the grey of the wheels and the silver, it looks really good. It looks more like a weapon, a gun than a car. I think it does anyway. It's in my opinion, it's probably the best colour combination, better than one of the brighter ones. So we've got the black window surrounds, this sill extension here, the all-important Abarth and 595 badges on the side, and it's a common theme throughout the car. These little scorpions all over the place. Integrated rear tailgate spoiler, again the Abarth badge on the back, so you don't forget the 500 badge, and kind of contrast boot handle in brushed, what looks like brushed aluminium. Now it's got Turismo badge on. I don't know a whole lot about these cars, to be honest. There are various different models. We had a chap come the other day, and he said it's not a Turismo, it's a T-Jet. So somebody stuck the Turismo badge on, maybe. Perhaps have to do some more research. Not a fantastic amount of room in the back, you'd think, but having said that, I've got a big camera case, like so big, a smaller camera case, and then my drone case, and about 5 coats as well. So it's not as bad as you may think. The hard rear load cover there, rear wash wipe, whoops, there we go, too much stuff in. Oh. Right, so there's 2 inertia rear seat belts. The head, my head's touching the roof here. I don't know how far I would be able to get the seat back there, whether it'd be comfortable driving. It'd be all right for a short trip, or ideal for two kids really. We've got a coat hanger in the back there, a couple of speakers in the rear door panels, cup holders in the back, and this kind of, I don't know, it's got these circle things in that look like the things young people put in their ears these days, like hoops. Let's just try and get this back. Oh, no. that's where my seat is at the moment. It's a two-seater plus 2 children, but to be fair, it's quite nice in the back here. I've got to say, I do like these cars. They are nice. Oh, Gordon Bennett. I'll just take you for a ride in it. So that's the Fiat Abarth key, proper ignition lock. Let's just done with the service history. Hopefully that's it. Yeah, that's it. 7th of the 9th, 2018 at 4,141 miles, Arnold Clark. 13th of the 12th, 2018 at 5,255 miles, Peter Vardy. I can only assume that it was perhaps sold there with such a short time in between the two services. And Peter Vardy did a sales service. 10th of the 12th, 2019 to 11,501 miles, Northwest Autocare. 19th of the 8th, 2020 at 12,033 miles, Northwest Autocare. 14th of the 9th, 2021 at 14,018 miles, Northwest Autocare, and we've just put 2 new front tyres on it. Now, as many of you'll know who watch these videos regularly, Northwest Autocare is our go-to garage. They do all our work. This has been a local car, and it's actually belonged to one of the people associated with Northwest Autocare, his father, and he's emigrated. So we've bought both the cars off them, both nice, both Fiat 500s. So that tells you a story. He obviously likes them. Just, I can't just, that's better. So, since I've got back from holiday, I've been looking forward to driving this. We've got all sorts of cars in, and this is the one I've been wanting to drive. In fact, I've wanted to get one of these in for ages. I do really like Fiat 500s. Let's turn that on. And I mean, as I say, there's not a fantastic amount of room left for people in the back, but I've got quite a lot of room, and you know, there's more room in this than there is in something like a Land Rover Defender, or possibly even a G-Wagon, because I never feel like I can get far enough away from the steering wheel in one of those, and this is just ideal. Let's just see, where have we got? Now that's strange, I'm sure. Let me just pull over here where people can see me. Ah, there it is. So that's it. So it's height adjustable steering wheel, not reach adjustable. There we go. And I'll just take it out of sport to start off with. The little rev counter on the binnacle stuck on top of the dashboard there. That's that lights up with sport when you press this button. I mean, it's not exactly a lovely drive, but it's a sporty drive, and I'm not going to go too fast, of course, along this country lane. Otherwise, you know, I could just meet somebody like that 12-year-old that was driving that tractor while he was on Facebook or whatever it was he was doing on his mobile phone. He certainly wasn't looking at the road. And we have a couple like that in Walton-le-Dale. The tractor would easily roll over a car, and he's going down the main road about 40-50 miles an hour, I would think, in the tractor, and he's on his phone. Anyway, it's a lovely day, a lovely car. So the steering's brilliant. Look at that. I mean, it just changes direction very, very quickly. if I put it into sport, like so, dashboard lights up red. Let's just watch when you... It's telling me to change gear. Orange change gear on the dash there. Oh, it's not a rev counter, sorry. I thought rev counter's not working. That's turbo boost. The rev counter is actually on the dash, around the outside of the speedo. The speedo's digital. Now, what does this sport do? Sport just feels like it changes the steering, tightens the steering up. I don't like that. It's quite strange the way the manufacturers do that and tighten the steering wheel up, but then it takes all sensation away that you actually get used to. You know, muscle memory. You're driving it for thousands of miles, not in sport, and coping with all different situations, and then you click sport and the steering changes. Not for me. It is good fun to drive. Certain death corner here. It has a nice feel to the gearbox, nice light clutch. The gear stick comes out the dash than out of the floor, so there's not so much a remote down here, and to be fair, I don't know where they'd actually put it if they did put a remote, because the handbrake's here. They'd perhaps have to then employ an electric handbrake, which I'd rather have a proper handbrake. Although then you've got this seat jacker upper, height adjuster, and that's at the same sort of, there's not such a big gap between that and the handbrake. I don't think that's a particularly good design, but you get used to it. It's a 5-speed gearbox coming up here on the motorway, doing 70 miles an hour, and perhaps at that sort of speed you felt like you could just do with a 6th gear, but it's certainly, you didn't definitely think, oh, it's got to have a 6th gear. It was okay. So it's probably geared for roads like this. I mean, it is. Of course, I think this is the corner we came round the other day, and there was a Polo stuffed in there. Got Bluetooth hands-free, Bluetooth audio streaming. There's the Uconnect app as well. Abarth again comes up on the dash when you start the car up. There's the Uconnect you've got to accept. That's the radio. You can, well, I think you can anyway. I'm not sure what the correct word is to use, but change source to Bluetooth.
Changing source to Bluetooth.
Wow, that was a miracle. There we go. I'll turn that down. It's a record from the 70s or 80s that I remembered. I came across it the other day when I was looking for another record. So you go to Sorrento and the place is full of the 50, 60 year old Fiat 500s. There's a couple of Fiat 600s and Abarths, and to aid with the cooling they made it so the boot didn't, or well the boot, the engine was in the back and the boot lid didn't shut properly. I don't know. But these sheep, both sides of the road, what are they thinking? There we go. All over the place today. Say normally they stare at you until you get right up to them, then they run in front of you. I wish I could guarantee that this road was clear, free from animals and also lunatics in tractors, because you'd certainly get more fun out of these. I was watching a video by Tom Hartley Jr. the other day, and he prefers, you know, he's got endless amounts of money and can buy any car, not like us paupers at Grosvenor Garage. He can buy any car he wants, and he prefers old cars because he says the newer cars, you know, with all the electrics and so on, you have to go too fast to get any enjoyment out of it, any thrill, because the electrics kind of take over everything else. You can't really do anything wrong. They're kind of idiot proof. But in older cars, not this one because this has got electric, but you just had more fun. They were just more fun to drive. But this certainly feels like it's taking you back. It's not actually as bumpy as I thought it may be. According to the spec sheet, it's got some fancy shock absorbers on it. But the trouble these days is that when you put the registration number in to value the car, or say to advertise it on Auto Trader, it brings up all these spec, all the spec that's on the car. But it's so difficult to find out sometimes. I mean, how do you know, unless you're an expert or you've got the actual build sheet, that they are the fancy shock absorbers? You know, you just don't know, and it's so difficult these days for car dealers that if you tell somebody it's got something and it hasn't, then you can be sued. So I suggest everybody checks it out themselves. But but the ride certainly does feel good. Just drop it into second round here. Right, there's nothing round here. Feels like a lot bigger car, this. Low mileage, mint, great service history, best colour. So even the twin exhausts on the back look like silencers on a gun, not an exhaust. Roll down here, some more sheep here. Here we go, watch this one, watch him, there you go. Plain chicken again. Can't get the central view today because the seats are kind of all in one with a headrest. Nowhere to attach my camera mount to. I'm going to have to work on that because we're getting more and more fancy cars with no headrest posts. Yeah. The wheels in particular look really nice, and they've kind of made a feature everywhere else you see the coloured Abarth Scorpion, and the wheels look like they've been etched, and the centre, the disc in the centre is as big as my hand, and that's same colour, but the Scorpion is black, and it looks really mean from the outside. I think, if anything, they should probably do away with the coloured Scorpions on the outside and the Abarth and do it like the kind of shadow print on the wheel, because it looks really good. So you've got your lights on there, main beam. No, he still looked, or she still looked like she was going to run across the road in front of me. Very enjoyable car, lots of fun. nice and comfortable too. I've seen a glint up there, yeah, car coming. Is that a Kia Soul? I often find now like the 1.4 Sirocco, I think the 1.4 Sirocco in manual drives better than the 2 litre. Like Tom Hartley says, Tom Hartley Jr. And to be fair, you don't get to be a multi-millionaire by not being a bit smart. But like he says, you just, you know, there's more enjoyment. Engine has to work out. Some cars, you know, you see it says it'll do 70 in a second. Well, you don't want it to do 70 in a second, do you? Because 2 gear changes. The whole point of it, the whole point of a manual and a sporty car is just to be able to set it up and just into the right gear, hit the corner, the right place, and be doing the right revs, the right speed to be able to accelerate out. That's where all the fun is. It's a really good car. Dashboard in body colour, so this is this great grey metallic. Here we've got aircon, we've got the electric windows there. If I actually switch it over, electrically operated, door mirrors, just a great car, and it's an Abarth in case you forget. Thanks for watching.